Hey friend, welcome back to the Word of Wit. Today I'm going to be sharing my testimony as to why I quit my nursing job, or a nursing career I should say, because I haven't worked as a nurse since, and how it's going. Okay, so to give you a little backstory as to why I even went into nursing, I took a nursing course in high school and it was pretty cool, but if I'm being honest, I was married, I had kids, I was going from job to job, and I just could not seem to find any type of contentness at any job. I wasn't able to get the pay that I wanted a lot of times, or if I did get the pay, it was a crappy job. I didn't like it, or the management was bad, whatever. None of the things that I was doing, no matter where I went as far as career wise, I never felt fulfilled. Like, I never felt like I wanted to stay at a job long term. Although I did stay at some of the locations that I worked at for a good amount of time, I still didn't see myself being there forever and retiring from there. So finally I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going back to school. This is for the birds. Like, I'm not about to keep working my butt off for somebody else, and I'm not going to be here in 10 years. I had kids, I had a husband, so I was like, let me just go back to school. So I was like, me and my ex-husband had worked out a plan at the time to pay everything. And I was working for the most part up until I got into the nursing program, and then it was like a full-time job, so I wasn't able to work during that time at first. So anyways, pretty much it was just the title. I'll be honest, it was the title. Everybody loves nurses, or so you think, until you actually become one and patients don't love you so much. But anyways, it was the title, it was the money. I didn't consult God whenever or at least I don't remember ever praying about it. However, it did make a way for me and my children for multiple years, so I am truly grateful for that, and I was somewhat happy being a nurse. Okay, so I had the title, I had the money, I had become self-sufficient. Me and my kid's dad separated while I was in nursing school, so I had went into other relationships, but honestly, a lot of the times I was looking for someone to complete me when God is the only person that could do that, but I didn't know that at the time, so there was grace there, thankfully. But I was looking for someone to complete me and looking for somebody to help me pay these bills. I mean, let's be honest. So yeah, I wanted someone to make my life easier. So it was really all selfish reasons. So I did a lot of dating, whatever. But once I graduated nursing school, I began to feel self-sufficient. And when I tell you, my ego was huge, but I was to the point where I didn't need a man for anything. So it was like, they were just disposable, which is horrible, because then you leave a trail of heartbreaks. And as soon as I got bored or lost interest, or I started feeling convicted, it was kind of like, okay, I got to cut them off. And of course, whenever it came to God, of course, that was a good reason to cut them off, because I do want to be obedient to God. But I should have never got in the situation to begin with. But that's another story for another day. Overall, I had become self-sufficient. So I had, pride in my job, and my job became an idol. So I was working, and just pretty much my title was everything to me. It was on my social media, pediatric nurse, blah, 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 because I did work with kids. So I loved working with them, by the way. Whenever I say I did not like nursing, it was not about my patients, for the record. So anyways, yeah. I was just thinking I was living my best life, but I realized I was never content. I had all this stuff. I could buy all this stuff, but it was always like, when this happens, or when that happens, or when this happens, I'll be happy. But I never could be content in the moment, no matter how much stuff I gathered, no matter how many relationships I tried to get into, nothing would make me happy. I was not satisfied. At that point, it was like, okay, God, I'm sick of doing this on my own. I'm sick of trying to date on my own. I'm sick of trying to run my finances on my own. It seems like I'm doing all of this stuff and I'm never getting ahead. I'm always looking for the next thing to make me happy. And I was just not happy. If I'm being honest, I would have temporary happiness, but it would always be fleeting, because I'll get something new and I'm excited, or I get a new boyfriend and I'm excited, or me and the kids will take a vacation and I'm happy for the moment. But I was always looking for peace in things, and none of those things last. All of those things ended, and here I am, still left, still lonely, still unhappy, still not really satisfied with work, still not seeing an end to all of this. I'm like, am I just gonna work and work and work and work until I die? Like, where is this gonna end? How am I even gonna retire? I haven't even been able to save anything, blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, I went to God and I'm like, God, you can have it all, you can have me, but I just gotta figure out something, because this is not it. So after going through all that, like dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety, just trying to fill this void, I finally started to become content. As I'm walking with God, as I'm praying more, as I'm learning to be more obedient, I start to just feel free. I start to feel loved. That void that's in my heart, I don't know when it disappeared, but I just noticed one day it was gone. I no longer had to look to things to make me happy. I could be happy in the moment. I could appreciate what I have. And yes, of course, I could hope for the future, but I didn't have to wait for the future to be happy. I could be happy in the moment, whether I had a lot or whether I had a little. As Paul said, I could be content in all things. So out of that started my ministry. So I started kind of at work at first, because one of my patient's family was going through, or one of my patient's family members was going through a lot, and I was able to, I guess God put me in the right place at the right time, and I was able to really minister to her as I was learning myself. I was able to share what I'm learning, and we were kind of growing together and just encouraging each other. So I started to even feel more fulfilled at work. Like I said, it never was my patients, it never was their families. Like, I always loved my cases that I was on. I worked in home health at the end. I've done other things as well, but home health was where my heart was, private duty nursing with the children and their families. So anyways, I finally felt like I belonged. I finally felt like I had a purpose. I was able to share Jesus with people. I know that a lot of people say don't talk about religion at work, but it was a blessing for both myself as well as the family. So I'm truly grateful for that. And then I moved on to working with another family, and it was a similar situation. I was able to speak life and just encourage them as well. They were a Christian family also. They were always encouraging me as well. So it was really a blessing. I was able to pray over my patients, and just see them grow and get through things that a lot of children that are in, I've had plenty of cases in private duty nursing, and a lot of children don't have a great prognosis. Some are bedbound, and some, don't ever talk, or, there's a lot of different things that go into it. They can be on ventilators for the rest of their life, whatever. But to see, as I'm, learning to pray and praying for my patients and praying for their families, and just seeing them grow and really reap the fruit from it, and just seeing the prayers be answered, like, it was just changing my life. And I started to want to do more. So I started my ministry here on YouTube, as well as my women's ministry that I have for my Bible study group. So I started both of those things kind of around the same time. It's been about a year now. And that kept me, I knew that I was called to those things, and it was hard for me to get started because I was afraid and I was nervous because I didn't feel perfect, or I didn't feel qualified. But when I wasn't doing it, I didn't feel peace either. It's like God kept putting it on my heart until I finally said, okay, God, I'm gonna do it. And I was content. However, I wasn't able to put as much time into it because I was a nurse and I was working 12-hour shifts. And at some point, I don't even know when, the peace that I had at work just kind of left. And I'm not saying like the peace with the families, because we always got along. Like, it was really great there. I was comfortable there. Like, I had it in my heart set that I was not leaving until my patient outgrew the need for nursing. So I was like, yes, I'm comfortable here. I love it here. I love the family. I'm going to stay here and just work, because they knew me. I knew them. I felt like a part of the family, and I still do. So anyways, but the peace left. So I'm like, God, what's up with this? Like, why am I feeling why is my peace gone? And I just started worrying about things that I hadn't worried about before, and just thinking like, again, those same thoughts. How am I going to retire? I don't have anything in my savings. How am I going to put anything up? How am I going to grow from here? Like, where are the opportunities for growth? And then, you know, COVID, when COVID came along, there was putting yourself at risk. And it's just like all these different viruses are coming out, and we're the first people who are going to be at risk, because where are the sick people going to go? They go to us. You know, we're the ones taking care of them as nurses. So it was like, I'm putting my family at risk. I'm putting my health at risk. I'm not able to save. I'm not able to put up anything towards retirement. I'm not able to do the things I thought, because the price of living is crazy right now. And my pay has not gone up. So I'm just like feeling like I'm in the same situation. And I guess that's where my peace was at. And I'm like, I hadn't prayed about this in a while. So that's whenever I invited God in, and God was like, when I prayed, I felt like God put it on my spirit to quit. And I was like, hold up. Rewind. I laughed even. Like, I'm in the shower and the thought just came to mind to just quit. And I'm like, y'all, if you know me, I am a planner. I like to know what's happening. I like to have a budget. Although I'm not that good at following it at all times, I know where my money's going. I might overspend a little bit, but I know where my money went and everything. And I know my bills are gonna get paid. So if I do leave a job, I have to have another job lined up and everything. So yeah, when I heard that thought, I was like, ha. And then I realized, I was like, that's not me, because I know who I am. And at that point, I had to talk to God about it. And I'm like, God, I mean, I know that I was just saying that I don't feel peace anymore, but I didn't mean I want to quit my job. I just meant, like, what do I need to do? I was just seeking direction. And I was just like, I ain't quitting my job, pretty much. That's what I had told God. I was like, and I had just told my patient's family that I wasn't leaving until my patient no longer needed nursing, that they wouldn't have to worry about that and all of that. And I felt even convicted when I said that, even though I didn't really acknowledge it then. But something told me not to speak those things, because you don't know. You never know what tomorrow brings. So anyways, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna quit my job, God. Like, all these thoughts are happening while I'm in the shower, and I'm just like, a few minutes go by, and God was like, who are you to tell me what you're gonna do? Are you gonna trust me or not? So at that point, I felt convicted, and I was like, you know what, God, if this is really you, if you want me to leave my job, just confirm it for me. So I didn't tell anyone. I didn't talk about it for a while. I finally shared it with a friend, but that was like a while after God had already revealed it to me. So anyways, I just kept praying on and asking for confirmation. And every time I would pray, he would give me confirmation. And then I would say, God, I know you confirmed it in this scripture, and I know you confirmed it through this godly counsel, but can you confirm it for me one more time? Like, I just want to make sure I'm walking in your will. And he just kept confirming it. I mean, thank God for his grace and love that he didn't just strike me down for continuously getting on his nerves with this. But anyways, that's not how our God is, y'all. But I'm just saying. So eventually I was like, okay, God, if you want me to leave, I will, but just tell me when. So I didn't get an answer right away. Then later on, I got a call from my job saying, you have to do this or you will no longer be on the schedule. So I decided at that point I was going to deny their ultimatum and allow them to do what they needed to do, because God had already confirmed for me that that's what I was supposed to do and that I was following in his plan for me. So I am gonna be honest, I had all these ideas in my head about how it's gonna go. Like, if God is telling me to leave my job, my business is gonna be booming. If God is telling me to leave my job, he's gonna make a way, which is true. He did make a way. But I had about these ideas. I'm like, I'll get unemployment, I'll get all these blah, blah, blah. And that's not how it went. So anyways, my job decided to take me off the schedule. And And I was fine because I had a little bit in my savings, nothing too crazy, but some in my savings to pay up my bills for a little bit. So we were pretty comfortable. And yeah, I ended up getting assistance and in some ways, and some, and I did not get unemployment. I did not have any consistent income and have not had any consistent income coming in since February 28th. So literally 6 months and a day now, I have not had a job. I have not had consistent income coming in as like on a regular schedule or for working or whatever. I did try to take things into my hand at one point and try to DoorDash. Y'all, look, when God tells you to do something, just be obedient, because I knew that I had no business being out there DoorDashing. I knew I had other things to do as related to my calling, my ministry, and things like that. But I got out there anyways, and y'all, I did not make any money. Actually, I almost came out negative because I burned out so much gas waiting in these long lines at fast food restaurants to get the food, only to get like a $2 tip. So yeah, it was a nightmare, but I learned quickly, just trust God, he's gonna provide, because I was nervous about my car note being due at that point, and I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I can do, God, just please bless it. And he didn't bless it, but he did send me my car note. I did end up getting it like the day before, unexpected blessing, and literally my rent, my car note, my car insurance, my food for the children. Like, when I tell y'all, so many unexpected blessings have come through people, my loved ones, through unexpected people, you know, whatever. Like, God has taken care of us, y'all. Like 6 months, no job. And I'm still on this journey. So I realized that I had let my job, my money, my everything pretty much related to my career had become an idol in my life. I was looking to it to provide. And even though I had faith in God for everything else, I did not trust him as my source. And through this experience, I've truly seen him like provide my daily bread and just take care of me. And yeah, it's been amazing. I know I say this all the time, but when we focus on God, everything else falls into place. If this journey hasn't taught me anything else, it has taught me that when I put God first, he will take care of me. And I don't have to chase after the things that everyone else has to chase. I can be content in any season. I can trust in God and believe that he's going to provide for me. I don't have to chase money. I don't have to chase things. I don't have to chase the stuff that I need, because God knows what we need. If we trust him, he's going to make a way. If we seek after him first, he will provide everything that we need. So this has been a true humbling experience, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I hope this video has encouraged you. This road is not easy. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's easy, because like I said, sometimes God would literally provide what I needed the day before it was due, or the day it was due. And sometimes a friend sent me a message earlier saying that sometimes we have to get in the fire before God delivers us, like the Hebrew boys. So yeah, sometimes, you know, we actually have to go in the fire so that other people can see that God is it, so that we can even see, so that we can see that God is our source, that God provides, that God is a miracle worker. So if you haven't heard any stories or any miracles, just believe me, like he has worked in my life, miracle, paying my rent and everything, like months. My car note, like my bills were like $3,200, or no, it's more than that. Anyways, my bills were over $3K a month. And I'm not working. I don't have any consistent income. Like I said, I tried the DoorDash. I made $30-something, and most of that I drove out in the gas. So yeah, I tried to do it on my own. Even whenever things got scary, really scary and close, I wanted to go back to work. But guess what? I got the letter in the mail from my job actually terminating me, to make sure I didn't go back to work right before things got hard. So God made sure I didn't turn back and go back to what I knew and run back into slavery. Like, God has literally set everything up. He provided for me. So I hope this has really encouraged you. And if God is putting something on your heart, if you find yourself lacking peace, whether it's at work or in any situation, in a relationship, friendships, whatever you're going through, I want to encourage you to pray that whenever you lack peace, that is a sign that you need to go to God, because He is a God of peace. We are promised peace that surpasses understanding. So whenever things aren't feeling right to us anymore, that's a sign that something is wrong. Now, that doesn't mean you need to go quit your job. Let me get that straight, because like I said, this is not easy. And if God didn't call you to it, don't do it. So be in prayer. If you do feel like that's what God is calling you to do, be in prayer and trust Him. But otherwise, it may be something that you're doing. It may be a door that you've opened. It may be some sin. It may be something that just needs to be corrected. It may be a boundary that needs to be set, whatever. If you notice that you're lacking peace in any area, always pray about it and invite God into that issue. Invite God into every area of your life, as a matter of fact, and just put Him first, and He will reveal to you everything. And He will give you clarity over every situation and just show you the way. I hope this has encouraged you. If it does, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you think it will bless. Also, I appreciate all of you that have already been sharing, already been commenting. I love you guys. And until next time, be blessed, friend.